All right, hello, and like to welcome everybody to this major partnership announcement. And thank you to everybody that has come on out here on this Thursday morning. And, well, big welcome to everybody joining us on CSURams.com as well. I'm your host here for the morning, Brian Roth, voice of the Rams. And I got to tell you, it's a great day to be a Ram. Yesterday was I Love CSU Day, and it kind of feels like that has spilled over to today. Of course, you know, when you look at this beautiful facility, it's been a long time in the making, from 6-7 years ago when it was floated out as an idea to the time where they said, hey, we're going to get this done, to the groundbreaking, and of course, to the inaugural game last year against Oregon State. There have been a lot of milestones along the way, and today is one of those milestones. A lot of folks to get to, so we're going to get it started. And our first speaker of the morning is the Director of Athletics at Colorado State, Mr. Joe Parker.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you to everyone who made time to be here this morning. It is exciting news. It's a great opportunity for us to as Brian said, mark what I would view as one of probably the final milestone on our efforts to launch this stadium into service. So it's been fantastic. You know, if you look back over the last, probably 9 months now, I guess, this stadium has really served the purpose that it was conceptualized to do, and that is to engage community to campus, to really serve as our primary engagement asset, to bringing people to this university, to help them understand what Colorado State is all about. And if you look at the first year and what we were able to accomplish, we set numerous records in revenue driven by our football program, records in attendance, and it feels special to be here today at this moment, because the thing that's been missing throughout this 8, 9, 10 months has been a naming rights partner for our stadium, and that's a key element, a major element to what we were trying to accomplish with this facility. And partnerships are powerful. Partnerships are meaningful. Partnerships help transform universities and institutions and businesses and create remarkable opportunities for the people that are involved with all of those things. And we're here today to announce that and to some extent begin that celebration. Partnerships, you know, we've got great partnerships on campus. We have great partnerships within the community. We have an incredible partner, our multimedia rights partner, that's Learfield. And they have a unit called Campus Plus. And when we were trying to advance this forward, we asked them to contemplate how they might be able to help. And in so many ways, they brought this to our attention and really helped move this forward, really jump-started the dialogue. And so today I've kind of have a two-part announcement. One is that we have a naming rights partner, and that is Public Service Credit Union, and it's a significant partnership that we're embarking upon. It'll be a 15-year naming rights for the stadium at a total of a little over $37 million, and that's when you frame that within intercollegiate athletics, that's a wonderful step to really putting this facility on strong financial footing as we move forward. The other piece too is that Public Service Credit Union is going through a rebranding process. So you're probably interested in knowing what the name of the stadium will be, and that's something we'll have to hit the pause button on and look a little bit forward in the future until we're able to have that discussion. But I want to thank Todd and your leadership team for the remarkable steps that you're taking to embrace this university, and we'll do the same for you. My next job is to introduce Amy Parsons. So Amy is our Executive Vice Chancellor. She works in the systems office. When I onboarded on campus, she was overseeing a lot of the operations of the Fort Collins campus and has been a tremendous partner in athletics across the university, and has been a prime mover in everything related to this stadium project. So it's my pleasure to introduce Amy Parsons.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning. So I'm here today in part as someone who was a student at Colorado State University and an alum and a fan and used to watch Coach Lubick coach when I was a student here. And now it's been my privilege to be part of the leadership team here for the last almost 14 years and been part of the very first discussions about building this great facility. And now to be here today and to be on the other side of all of that work and having had a very successful inaugural season and to be here and finally putting a name to our football stadium, I could not be more excited. I've been joking with the teams for the last couple weeks that I feel like we're naming a child here together. It has a little bit of that feeling. But this stadium is really important to us on a personal level and professional level and to the entire life of the Colorado State University community, not just athletics, but the entire fabric of the Rams and everyone who's a fan here. We built this stadium right here in the heart of our campus because we wanted it to be part of the heart and soul of Colorado State University and part of the fabric of who we are. We built this to be a place where students would come and have experiences long before they enrolled as freshmen. And then once they come here for orientation and convocation, lots of amazing game days on campus and graduation and everything in between, and a place for them to bring their families back to. And now we know that you are part of that, part of the Ram family, and part of everything that we do here. So thank you very much. And I just want to acknowledge the people who helped us to build this incredible facility, and especially our partners with Icon Venue Group and Tim Romani and Dan Loosbrock and all of their team who really led the effort to build this amazing facility that we believe is the most beautiful football stadium in the country. And we would not be able to have today this world-class partnership and naming rights without this world-class facility. So we're extremely happy about that, and thank you very much. And to also thank you to Learfield Sports Marketing. They really understood what we were trying to do with the naming rights partner. And for us, we wanted a partner who believes and invests in our mission and in our vision for Colorado State University and in our students. And we have that with Public Service Credit Union. For us, a partnership is one where we really believe in each other's mission and success and invest in one another, and I know that we'll do that here. You have a million ideas for how we're going to do that, and so do we, and we can't wait to get started. So thank you, Todd and Tansley and Steve. You've been a real joy to work with through putting this partnership together. Your team has been focused and professional and creative, and I think that really bodes well for how well we're all going to work together going forward, so thank you for that. We promise to be really great partners to you, and we can't wait to get started. So thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to introduce Tansley Stearns, who's the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for Public Service Credit Union.
Thank you, Amy. Our enthusiasm for this partnership is enormous. The promise of credit unions, financial cooperatives designed to help everyday people, is exponential. But you may be wondering, how exciting can a credit union be? We believe that building a strong financial future is a game changer. We know that people don't want auto loans. They want a car to get to and from work. They don't want a checking account. They want an easy way to access their hard-earned funds or to transfer their dollars. They don't want a mortgage. They want a home where they can raise their children and make amazing memories. That's our commitment at PSCU. Our people make dreams come true, and that's nearly as exciting as Rams taking the field on a Saturday afternoon. I'm sure that all of the many CSU fans are excited to see the logo and what that's going to look like on this beautiful stadium. So are we. Public Service Credit Union is in the midst of a rebrand, and we'll be revealing that name and that logo and these beautiful colors very soon. In fact, our team has been introduced to some Easter eggs that they're noticing, and we'll be seeing those over the course of the next 5 weeks. And by the first week in June, we'll be excited to share our announcement of the name and those colors with all of you as well. I promise that it will be worth the wait. It is my great privilege now to introduce you to Todd Marksberry. He is our CEO and president. Todd?
Wow, we're a little bit excited, you can tell. This is a huge, huge deal for us. It is my pleasure and my honor. What an incredible day for us to be announced as the official credit union and the partner for this naming rights opportunity on the stadium with Colorado State University. We're proud to say that we now want to welcome the Rams family into the Public Service Credit Union family. Name to be determined very soon. This is really exciting. To tell you a little bit about us, our history here in Colorado is incredibly rich. Believe it or not, we've been here in Colorado for 80 years. We've been serving Coloradans and helping them, as we always say at Public Service Credit Union, afford life. We have 232,000 members. We have 529 team members at the credit union who every single day get up and are passionate about helping Coloradans serve life, to afford life. And so we're really, really excited about that. When I heard about this opportunity to serve the folks here and partner with Colorado State University, I got a little bit excited, a little bit passionate about this. Even though we've been serving Colorado for 80 years, we've been up here in northern Colorado for 10 years. And for 10 years, we've been trying to figure out how we can go deeper and serve more folks here in Colorado. And this opportunity for us is just, it's amazing. And the really great thing about this is what we found as we've been discussing this is our values align. The values here at Colorado State University with Dr. Frank and Amy and Joe Parker and all the other folks who are a part of the leadership here, what we've learned is we're very, very similar. Our values align, and they too want to help more people here as far as financial well-being in Colorado and help people afford life, as we always say. So we're very excited about that. You can tell we're a little bit passionate about this partnership and relationship. But this really goes beyond a name and a logo on a stadium. As I mentioned just recently to Dr. Frank, we said, you know, if it was about that, we need something that is more than that. And allowing Public Service Credit Union the opportunity to serve so many people, all of the faculty, the students, the alumni, and people here in Colorado, and helping them as far as financial well-being is what we're about, and it's our purpose at Public Service Credit Union. We also think this goes a little bit beyond because there are many, many credit unions here in the state of Colorado who are doing the same things that we're doing at Public Service every single day. They're very passionate about helping folks here in Colorado and helping with their financial well-being and helping them afford life. And we believe this is going to give us an opportunity to also raise the awareness of all those people in all of those credit unions across Colorado who are helping so many people. So we're excited about that as well. Again, as you can tell, we're really, really excited. Amy made mention we have a million ideas. They do as well. And again, this goes well beyond putting a name on a stadium, even though we're excited about that day when we're able to do that. We're just really, really, we feel very blessed and very fortunate that you gave us the opportunity. Sully at Learfield with Danny and Ben as far as Ram Sports Properties. The team here, Dr. Frank, is incredible. You have incredibly passionate people, and again, we think this is going to be for well beyond 15 years. I'm making a commitment, well beyond 15 years, that we're going to be doing amazing things together and helping people here in Colorado. Now it's my pleasure. I just wanted to introduce somebody who is one of the greatest guys on the planet, a very dear friend, and I know you guys will be excited. Coach Sonny Lubick, if you'd come up for a minute. I get a little bit weepy every time I get around Coach. You guys wouldn't know this. I mentioned that we've been here in northern Colorado for 10 years. This past Saturday, many of you wouldn't know, Coach has been the Vice President of Community Outreach for Public Service Credit Union. This past Saturday, he celebrated his 10 years with our credit union, and we're sharing this day together. So I thank him. He's become, if you're around him very long, he becomes your mentor and your coach and your favorite guy on the planet very, very quickly. I think you all know that. But it's our pleasure, Coach, to now introduce the individual who had the vision and who is doing amazing things here at the university, Dr. Tony Frank.
Let me add my welcome to all of you as well. There are a lot of people to say thanks to today. Wade Troxel, our mayor, is here. Wade's been a great partner through all of this, as well as being an alum and an athletic alum and a faculty member here at CSU. Been a wonderful partner. As Darren Atterbury, our city manager, is here. Amy mentioned Tim Romani and our partners at ICON who helped pull this off. I'd be remiss if I didn't especially thank members of our team, and there are so many of you here who have been a big part of that. Lynn Johnson, our chief financial officer, and Amy for her role in all of this. Coach Mike Bobo, we're trying to give you a good place to recruit into and to play at, so we're proud of that. Joe Parker, I'm really happy for you. It's a privilege to work with you, and thank you so much. Let's give Joe a round of applause. And of course, our friends and partners at Public Service Credit Union. There's a lot that we share in common with Public Service Credit Union, and one of the things that has just been mentioned is the special relationship we both share with Sonny Lubick, a man who embodies so much of what we hope for in both of our organizations, and whose name, of course, adorns this field. So let's give Sonny another round of applause as well. I think perhaps one of the most important things that Public Service Credit Union and CSU share in common is that we see opportunities coming out of challenges. And I would tell you that for the last decade, probably the fundamental underlying challenge that my administration has wrestled with on a daily basis is how to take the next step in a relentless commitment to excellence in everything that we do in the face of the challenges that face American public higher education. Now, the simple generic version of how one does that is you think differently and you act differently. But I think three paths in particular have been useful for us. A different relationship with our students. We're now fully vested in their success. We're all in when someone comes to Colorado State University to see them succeed and to see them succeed throughout their life. We treat them as alumni and residents, and if you look across this campus and see the great investments they've helped us to make while they're here, you can see how transformative that commitment on their behalf has been. Second pathway has been unlocking the power of philanthropy. You saw that as we finished our first campaign. You saw it as we set records for annual fundraising for a single campus within the state of Colorado. You see it as we pass the $900 million mark on the way to our $1 billion goal for our second campaign, which we'll complete when CSU celebrates their 150th birthday in the year 2020. Again, transformative. And the third path that we believe will be equally as transformative, if not more so, are different partnerships. These are not partnerships in your traditional sense. They have to transcend, as Todd was saying, the transactional nature that so many of our interactions have these days. These have to be deeper partnerships that are based on shared values, mutual alignment of a future that we see in a vision. We really believe we found that with Public Service Credit Union. See, we both believe that our world will thrive by unleashing the power of individuals, and we both believe that we have a role to play in doing that. That's why we're so proud to be in this partnership with all of you at Public Service Credit Union. So as Colorado's school of choice, as a university approaching 35,000 students, 55,000 in our system with employees in every county in the state, 250,000 living alums across our system, and as an institution that is as optimistic about our future as we are proud of our heritage, we're excited to be here today. These partnerships matter, and I'm confident that as we stand shoulder to shoulder with our colleagues at Public Service Credit Union, we will have some other major factor in common. We will open doors and create opportunity, and we'll change lives. We look forward to doing that with you for many years. So Todd, to your entire team, your employees, your customers, welcome to the RAM family. Thank you all.
Joe, you first mentioned, you said in the beginning you needed to find a partner that was the right fit. Is this a perfect fit? Does this go beyond your expectations of what you originally saw?
This is the perfect fit. It surpasses every dimension that we had kind of constructed for a partner. So we're thrilled. You know, I think as you've seen the comments today, you can just get a really strong sense of the chemistry and alignment between the two organizations for sure.
Joe, how many other potential partners did you guys have discussions with, and why public service credit?
You know, I don't want to define a specific number for you, Matt, but you know, we had a lot of meaningful conversations, and certainly as you kind of narrow the focus, you know, you've got to make a decision and a choice, and feel good about where we've landed, and it's going to be special as we move forward.
Just how the finances of it was way above and beyond what the projections were with what other places you were looking at, right? Just how important is that for long-term paying off the debt for this facility?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, Kelly, as you look at every financial metric that we had kind of established through our pro forma, you know, I think we've exceeded every one of them. So it's not surprising to me that once you kind of understand what we had conceptualized, and you see it in reality, and you see it in service, you know, it really, I think, articulates well as it relates to, you know, how the financial arrangements have worked with this partnership. But even more than that, and Amy can speak to it, is just and Tony as well, is just, you know, it's a strategic partnership. So it's a relationship with the entire campus, not simply just athletics. This is just one of the ways that relationship will be expressed is through the stadium naming rights. You know, those are some of the things that we're going to sit down and talk about, and just begin to kind of understand how we can help one another. You know, they're a large organization with a lot of membership. We're a large institution with a lot of students and alumni, and there's ways for us, I think, to figure out how we can work to the mutual benefit of each other.
For both sides, you both mentioned how Sonny has been important to both groups. How did he really play a role in maybe helping putting you both sides together? Or is that just a common denominator?
Yeah, you know, I almost put something in my remarks, but I knew, you know, I wanted Todd to be able to talk about that. So, and I'll hand it off to you. But, you know, I've been here 3 years, and the first time I met Sonny Lubick, I knew that we had a personality, you know, someone who was iconic to our campus, someone who has worked hard to represent the university and be a key ambassador to all things for this institution's trying to do. So it just seems like almost this ideal, perfect alignment that he's been associated with the credit union for 10 years. You know, he was a key motivator to the anonymous gift that transferred the name from Hughes to the new stadium, with the field being Sun and Lubick Field. So, you know, you can't discount the impacts that Sonny continues to have on this university. Todd?
I believe it or not, I didn't tell, and this is well, you have to tell true. I was getting ready to say it's a true story, but this is a true story. He didn't know until Coach didn't know until within the past week and a half, when we were in the final phases of the negotiation, and I called him and said, "Hey, Coach, can you meet us on this particular day at the university? And we're going to be getting together with Dr. Frank." And if you know Coach, you've been around him, he's like, "Whatever you need, Todd, wherever you need me to be. He didn't know why. We didn't bring Coach along or into that because for us at Public Service Credit Union, we wanted to make sure that we earned it, that we really were working together with the university to make sure that we were both great partners and aligned with one another. And you know, we wanted to earn it. And like I said, we just probably a week ago, as I said, called Coach, and we got together for the last time to talk about the final arrangement and the partnership. And Coach came at that time. He found out that morning why he was here. So I'd like to say we called the closer from the right-hander from the bullpen at that time, but I think we had already worked things out at that time.
Yeah, I do. We've been pretty active in exploring what strategic partnerships mean, and Amy has been at the forefront of that. As Joe said, it's maybe a little premature to start talking about specifics, but if you looked at some of our other strategic partnership arrangements, you would see things like bringing practitioners in the field in to provide exposure into our classrooms for our students, and you'd look at internship opportunities. You would look at connections between partners and things of that nature. You'd think outside the box and say, what are things that our partner does that would be beneficial to add to a toolbox of things available to our students, our faculty, and our staff. We'll go through those discussions as we go forward, but the important thing is to set up the framework around it and the environment, and to say we're going to be permissive with each other to really explore ways we can add value that are non-traditional. As far as the commitment to excellence piece, yeah, you've heard me talk about that before, and I hope it is something that we see expressed throughout our university. It seems to me there are a couple ways you can respond to challenge. You can focus on the challenge and all the the negativity that surrounds how you're going to overcome something, or you can look past that and say there are ways to get around that. We're going to find them. If we have to find new ways, that'll make it all the sweeter when we do that. And I think to go the other direction, to decide that there are parts of the university that we can afford to be excellent, and parts where we're just going to say, well, we can't really get there. That's settling, right? And settling is a cancer within an organization. And once you start, it spreads. And somebody's going to have to convince me that that's not the case before I ever change my mind about that. And I'm pretty stubborn in my old age. Hey, Matt. Well, I think over time, the namings of various facilities and things, both within the athletic world broadly, outside even college athletics, and certainly the naming of things at universities has become much more the norm. As I indicated in my remarks, I think it becomes a pretty different relationship if it's really a deeper partnership where we are checking to see that our values and our goals are aligned. If it's simply transactional, if it's buying a sign and putting a name up, I don't know that did a lot for Todd, and I don't know that that's the sort of partner we were looking for. And as Joe said, that's why this exceeds our expectations.
There's some smaller components of the building, but I'd say most of those would be more targeted towards private giving as opposed to a relationship that's with a business entity in the university. It didn't, because we were really careful about segmenting those two areas of financial services with a banking category and a credit union category. And, you know, we're close to the leadership of First National, and have had the right level of communication with them throughout this entire process so that they understand.
Kelly, I think that media workroom back here would be perfect as the Kelly Lyle media workroom. We'll have somebody call you.
We could consider an estate gift too, Kelly.
All righty. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight, and thank you to Dr. Frank, to Joe, to Tansley, to Amy, to Todd, and to Coach Lubick. And what, 5 weeks down the road, right? 5 weeks down the road with the rebranding, and of course, we'll have some more news. Thank you to everybody watching on CSURams.com. So long. Have a good day.